Hello, students. It is Monday, July 5th. I think today is a holiday, or today is the day that the July 4th holiday is being observed. But I wanted to get this video little update done. And yes, I'm doing this from my office. I've decorated it a little more since you last saw it. Look, there's an old TV over there. Yeah, I put up that old TV on purpose. And then there is an eagle statue right there. My dad was an Air Force colonel. Um, so the eagle statue I inherited from him. Okay, Monday, July 5th. I just adjusted the perusal reading scores for last week. If you did the reading, if you made the 3 comments, I gave you the 3 points. So don't get confused about the points that you see in perusal or the score you see in perusal. The score that's in Canvas where I'm adjusting, that's the score that I'm going off of. So apologize for the sort of ongoing confusion with perusal. I also graded the discussion board posts and left at least one sentence of comment for everyone. And then the ideas for your final paper, that was an assignment from last week. I didn't want to see the idea for your final paper. You can change it if you want once you start doing research. I just want to know and see evidence that you've actually started to think about the final project. Don't wait until, the last minute and rush. All right. Okay. And yes, I am wearing a New York Jets baseball cap. Not that I'm a New York Jets fan. I used to live in Brooklyn, but it's a hot day. I was sweaty, and I just felt like, maybe it looked a little neater to actually wear the baseball hat than see my sweaty big forehead. Okay, the discussion board posts about absence of malice. It seems as if most of you liked the movie or enjoyed it. Graham specifically said that, when films are generally assigned for class, he doesn't enjoy them. So thank you very much, Graham. Graham liked the movie. Um, Many of you picked, the same kind of set of ethical issues. That was the assignment. Find some sort of ethical issue in the movie and then relate it to 494. And there was a number of things that the reporter, played by Sally Field, did. The way she acquired the information was a little deceptive. Trying to record people secretly, that's deceptive. Publishing false information about Michael Gallagher, played by Paul Newman. That was, I don't think she was really guilty of libel, though. I mean, I think she honestly believed the story was true. She should have done more reporting to verify that it was true. But I think that, she unknowingly was distributing false information. And what are some other incidents here? And when it comes to distributing false information, Reese made a comment. Reese Graham made an interesting comment where he actually referred to a perusal comment from someone else in class, Kelly Lopez. I guess Kelly had made a comment that when reporters, during previous elections are distributing false information about Obama's place of origin, the fact that he doesn't have a U.S. birth certificate, which was not true. But by reporters repeating that, they're actually helping to spread misinformation. And I think Reese was making the parallel that in this case, a reporter was also spreading false information, but unknowingly, right? Unknowingly. But there's also the ethical issue of the reporter having romantic relations with sources. Okay, that's clearly unethical, brings up conflict of interest. And I really wish that the filmmakers had not included that in the movie, to be honest, because this allegation that female journalists use their sex appeal to gain information has been used for years to malign women, and I think it's unfair. So I wish that they had not included that in the movie. But the movie was written in 1981. I guess it was a different time, different era, and maybe people were a little more promiscuous with one another. The other thing I want to say on this point is that there is a much more recent film directed by Clint Eastwood, Richard Jewell. Richard Jewell was a security guard who found a bomb outside of the Olympics in Atlanta, or there was some sort of public get together dealing with the Olympics in Atlanta. And he was a security guard who found the bomb and then immediately got targeted as being probably the person who planted the bomb. The allegation was that, he had a warped sense of self-esteem or just like a warped persona. So he creates a situation so that then he can be the hero. And, the poor guy was, really tried in the press and unfairly so. However, in the movie, which is supposedly based on true stories, right? The movie is supposedly based on true stories. There is this same tired trope resurrected again. A female journalist sleeps with the source in order to gain information, which never happened. It was based on a real person, and it never happened whatsoever. So when the film came out, it was criticized by many in the journalism community, journalism historian community, people like me, like, hey, if you're making a movie based on a real life incident, which is interesting enough, it's an interesting incident. If you're scam likely, why do these scammers have my number? So if you're making a movie based on a real life incident, I do think you have some obligation to be truthful, and throwing in something completely fictitious that a female journalist sleeps with someone to get information is wrong. And I'm just a little bothered that it's included in absence of malice, but so be it. But for me, the big ethical issue, the thing that's at the heart of the movie, is when this story about a woman having an abortion is revealed, and that's used as an alibi. And it's I think the abortion aspect leads her to believe it's true, that why would someone lie about something like this? So clearly this woman who has an alibi for Michael Gallagher must be telling the truth. But to reveal that this woman had an abortion destroys her. I mean, literally, quite literally destroys her. And to me, that's at the heart of the movie. That's at the heart of the movie. I think a really, really good reporter could have used that information and found some other corroborating information to support the alibi, maybe phone records, hotel records, some kind of information, so that you would not have to give the name of this person for something very intimate and very personal they do not want revealed. So I think the reporter, if she was really good, and she thinks she's really good, she could have found a way to get that alibi out there without revealing this information. Miranda wrote about this and did a good job of dealing with that sort of ethical quandary. And at first, Miranda is of the opinion of no, publishing the fact that someone had an abortion is wrong. But then she says, well, this is a matter of public importance. A guy's on trial for murder. He was a semi-famous figure, right? So maybe this information deserves to be published. Maybe the public needs to know. It's not a black and white issue. It's not a black and white issue. But for me, that's really the heart of the movie. And I hope you got something out of it. I hope it just made you think about ethics in general and some of the situations that journalists have faced in the past, or that you maybe will face in the future, and just be aware of competing codes of ethics, and do your job well and try and minimize harm to other people. Okay, what is going on this week? Okay, here's what's due this week. We're up to module 7. There's 2 chapters, chapter 7 and chapter 8. One deals with different techniques for gathering information and techniques used to collect information. And then one chapter deals specifically with the courts, because there are a great many rules associated specifically with courts and court cases. So that's the topic for the week. And there is one discussion board assignment. For this one, I'm giving you a choose your own adventure option, okay? If you are really interested in journalism, write about the Chicago Sun-Times Mirage case. Fascinating. I can't believe Hollywood has not made a movie based on this. But if you're more interested in public relations, perhaps look up this. I found this story on BuzzFeed about Uber executives trying to dig up incriminating evidence on journalists to discredit what the journalists were saying about Uber. Okay, that's the discussion board post for the week. And then just to give a preview, the following week, not this week, the following week, it's about electronic media regulation and the way the FCC regulates the airwaves. All right, I'm going to give feedback on the final paper ideas. I'll try and give at least 1-2 sentences of feedback to everyone this week. It'll take me a little bit of time to get through it. Otherwise, just keep up with email and keep up with the assignments, and that's it.